right, so welcome once again to another exciting episode number 7 of your favorite show, the Ray and Jay Show, with your favorite host, Ray. And who else?
And I'm Jay.
And I'd like to welcome you all to this great episode. We have here our guest all the way out from sunny California, Miss Larissa Kibort. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, it's a great pleasure. We want to let everybody know that she is a mental health professional and advocate, and we want to welcome her here to our new podcast. Having a great time interviewing all these lovely people that are always joining us on Monday for Mental Health Mondays, every Monday, giving you motivation and inspiration that you need to succeed, right, Jay?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need more of it. We need more of it in this world.
Absolutely. So let me ask Miss Larissa, if you could give us a little bit of a background on what you do right now and how long you've been doing it.
Yeah, right now, I'm a drug and alcohol counselor. So I get to see people that come into a facility at the residential level of care for anything from drugs and alcohol to primary mental health. So they're with us for, a short amount of time, and I try introducing as many tools as possible in order for them to go and live a fulfilling and enhanced life from their stay. And I also do outreach, so touching people, nationwide, trying to help them get the proper help they need in order to be able to deal with their problems. And I always say, this is not who you are, this is where you're at in life. And it can all change in a matter of a month, 6 months, 1 year if you keep practicing.
That's great. How did you get started in this?
So, my own personal journey through life, my 20s were a lot of trial and error. And me, myself, went to treatment in and out and in and out. And in the moment, I didn't know really what my purpose was, or, kind of felt like I was behind in life. And I've learned that life is a journey, and everything that I did go through was really just gearing me up for what's to come and what I'm doing right now. When you guys asked me, oh, would you be, a guest on our show? I didn't think twice, because this is something that I hold near and dear to my heart, and it's definitely propelled me into my purpose in life.
Awesome. Awesome. I love it. I mean, mental health is a very sensitive topic that, a lot of people choose to ignore. And, no matter if it's present, past, or in the future, you're going to deal with something traumatic that could really just kind of hit you and knock the wind out of you, and you don't know which way to go. So what would you say facing something like that? How do you get hit and keep moving? What was your motivation to say, hey, you know what, instead of me throwing in the towel, how do I keep moving? Let me keep doing this. But what was your why?
So just to start, everyone has mental illness, right? And it's really, if we were given the proper tools in order to overcome anything that hits us. I always say, my nice saying behind there is, when the root is deep, there is no reason to fear the wind of emotions, comments of others, your surroundings in general. So we all have it, and there's nothing to be ashamed about it. If we're able to come and talk about it, that's really where the strength comes in. And if we're open and honest with our feelings, we're able to overcome them. My why was when I was able to stay present. And I always said, I have a thinking problem, and I'm going to think my way into, for me, it was drinking, you know, I have a thinking problem, not a drinking problem, and I'm going to think my way into a drink. And substance abuse, that's just the solution to the problem. Is, for me, it was the mind. But in a lot of mental health, you know, whether it's stress, whether it's, you know, work, family, you name it, you got it. It's stress. And it's how we hold on to our stress. Are we going to release it? Are we going to let it go? And I was able to stay present, you know, I was able to stay present and find consciousness for a split second. And I call that, you know, my spiritual awakening. It was that moment of divine intervention that I was able to get out of my mind and realize that, you know, this is a beautiful life and I can do something about it. Awareness is number one. Once you're aware, you can do something about it. And so staying present at every moment is very important to me and something I practice on a daily basis. Life is a practice. Some days practice is not too good, you know, and I don't feel like I'm successful, but then I have to go ahead, change my perspective. And it's not about success. It's a journey, right? And I don't have bad days anymore. I have challenging days. And I wake up and I practice again. And, you know, right now, I'm pretty good at practice because I keep going and you don't quit. And that's just life in general.
1% changes, man. And I love it because you said learning to be aware and accept everything, but also being able to release it. Because I also, when you mentioned changing your perspective, I also feel that that also ties in being able to change your narrative because, you know, whatever happened to us happened for us. Whatever we go through, we are growing through. So we should always change and say, hey, I grew through that because if that didn't happen, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. So to your point, I think we all have experienced something, some level of trauma or sadness or heartbreak. But being able to be aware that, hey, that hurt me or I'm hurting, and then say, I forgive, I release, and then being able to, are you basically, I mean, changing your narrative? Do you believe that that's very important as well? Being able to say, I do not identify with what happened to me and being able to say, let me start changing my mindset. Do you believe in that?
Oh, absolutely. And it's really the story that we tell in our own minds. And you could, you know, you could be the producer of a mental movie. And that's what we do a lot of times in the future. We hold on to the past and we say, this is who I am. That's not who you are. This is what happened or what you went through. Hopefully it's going to make you a stronger person and you're not going to live in the past. But if we stay present, we're able to actually live life and not be stuck in the past or future tripping about what could happen. Guess what? I've learned 99% of the time, what my mind is telling me is really not how life turns out. I might be able to predict because we have time and people are going to be here at a certain time. But ultimately, I can't predict what's going to happen. And if I focus on what I think is going to happen, then the fear gets in the way. And I'm a big advocate on being aware of your thoughts and your fears, because one fear will feed another fear, which feeds another fear. And then I'm in a mental movie making of fear. And I'm clouded and I can't see the future. And I'm scared and it's finances or it's relationships. And I'm not able to spend time with the ones I love, the ones I can connect to because I'm in my head and I'm really not there. And that's for people can feel that. Kids can feel it. You know, your partner can feel it. Your friends can feel it. And whether they know it or not, they do. And so, you know, being able to realize like, oh, that's a fear and it's not tangible and it's just in my head, then I can move past. And a lot of times the fears are coming from the past.
Exactly.
What happened?
Exactly. I think living in the past, right, creates the depression, and living in the future, focusing on a future outcome, creates the anxiety. And I think a lot of people, I mean, we all have it. I can tell you honestly, with even myself, man, you know, you have that fear, and sometimes that fear can get to cooking in your mind, and you start thinking these limiting beliefs. But, you know, it just basically, to your point again, is being aware of those thoughts, not sitting in those thoughts. You have to change your narrative, because if you're mood and you're stuck in the past, or you're stuck on, hey, my story is this, you're not going to go as far, because is something going to encounter you, because your mind only knows that story, to your point. And your mind can keep creating all these stories and forecasts of events. And it's like, oh my God, man, like, you know, it kind of just fogs your judgment, just clouds you down. And it's like, that's not a place, or a place that I know that we don't want to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Ray, back to you.
Yeah. So, what are some tips you can give people that are, you know, stuck in a situation similar to yours? Maybe they're struggling with something, or they're trying to overcome something. They have some maybe addiction issues, or they have some mental health issues. What are some tips, some suggestions you can give to them, Larissa?
Well, these are tips anyone can use. You know, sometimes we have to practice them a little harder, a little more. But we all always have to be ready for the unknown. And, you know, it's nothing to be scared of. But I do have a lot of different tips that I use. I love to look very basic, you know, always coming back to the basics, because life's going to throw you things whether you like it or not. Life gets busy. We live in a very busy society that has a lot of demands, and it's how are you going to handle that? Are you able to respond to life rather than react? And that's really just coming in the moment. So I already touched on mindfulness, awareness, and that you can achieve by meditation practice, starting with 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a practice once again. I love breathing exercises. Breathing exercises keep you grounded in the moment. There's different ones like butterfly tapping, where you go the bilateral stimulation, and you feel safe, you're able to calm down and get out of fight or flight. When we're in fight or flight, we're not able to respond accordingly. We might be impulsive, we might freeze up, but we're not able to respond. We're going to be reacting. What else do I like? It's a good way that I calm clients that are having an anxiety attack. Your inhales are less than your exhales, and this will slower your heart rate. So you inhale for 1, 2, 3, pause, and exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great. You know, I love to like practice in my life. If I'm running, I'm like, oh, that does lower my heart rate. And then I know if I need to, you know, I'm very anxious, I can lower my heart rate that way. I also, you know, love physical activity, getting comfortable with your body, feeling safe. So I do a lot of yoga. I think yoga is great for anyone, just free movement, but really whatever you like in terms of physical activity, getting out in nature, being able to appreciate your surroundings, gratitude lists. Whenever you feel like life isn't serving you, what are you grateful for? There's always something to find gratitude for in life. Journaling is great. Get those thoughts out on paper. and then staying connected to a community, whether that's family, whether that's church, or friends. Find a good group of people that will always have your back. And I will touch up on something at my the company I work for. We created an app. It's called Mindfully, and we realized that this war against mental health, this war against drugs, we're not going to win. War is there to strengthen. And so how can we be innovative and decrease the rates of people coming back into these facilities? It's an ongoing problem, and people are just like boggled in what to do. We've learned that through connection, people are happier and having some sort of face-to-face. During the pandemic, mental health increased significantly, and it was because people were isolating. So we created this app where we're able to stay in contact with people that have left our facility, but we opened it up nationwide. So you can connect with a counselor weekly and just have some sort of accountability. Have someone that's going to hold you accountable to your goals and really believe in you. When I don't see that, when you can't see the good things about you, the good characteristics, find someone that will pull those out of you. And, stay connected, be consistent. Persistence and consistency in anything you do, just keep it basic.
Yeah, those are some of the things that we tell people all the time too. Surround yourself with positive people that are going to charge you up, recharge you, whether it's through Skype or Zoom or in person or text or phone call, whatever it is. Get yourself a nice group of positive people to keep you motivated all the time. I talk about people. I tell them to engage in physical activities, meditation. That's one of the ways I got rid of my anxiety, panic attacks, bad memories was through daily meditation. I tell people to go out to swim, run, hike, whatever, get in touch with nature. It's going to help balance you, cleanse you, good for the mind, good for the soul. And yeah, it's all great tips. Everybody has to love themselves, help themselves, heal themselves to a certain level. And I wanted to ask you, how long have you been involved in mental health, being a mental health advocate?
Currently I've been, probably for about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I did a little of my own research in the field, and then came and didn't really know this was what I wanted to do. Searching for that purpose, and I learned that life is a full circle. What you give, you get. And if I can help someone change their life and get out of that rut, I never want anyone to feel like they're alone, and you really aren't alone. And it only takes one person to be able to make that shift in you. And if I can, maybe you don't see it in the moment and the person that's struggling doesn't see it, but I've gotten a lot of phone calls and been like, hey, thank you so much. You don't know how much that means. And, for me, my work is done. And if I could help anyone, or just be that advocate, or be that voice, or be there for someone, it serves a very great purpose.
One of the things that I like the best about you, Larissa, is that you're a person that has had their issues. I mean, everybody has their issues, but you're helping others. I can generally tell, and I'm sure people can generally tell, like, you want to help. That's a great thing. I mean, that's what I do all the time. That's what Jay does. we're here to help. We've been through some terrible experiences in our lives, but we don't let that define us. We rise above and beyond to help others. That's the goal. I don't want people to go through things I went through. And if they did, I want them to live the best life possible, because it is possible. Maybe you went through like decades of horrible things, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. And I always tell people, don't take your life. Life is beautiful. There's so many things you can do here on Earth. The Earth needs you. People need you. And that's why I'm very glad that we've connected, and I'm very happy with the work you're doing, your organization. If you want to give out a shout out to your organization, to your company.
Yeah, I work at Alter Health Group. We're located in Southern California, doing primary mental health and also substance abuse treatment. So check us out, alterhealthgroup.com, and also mindfully.com, which is our app that is available to anyone in the US.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to take a look at that app. That's a great thing. Everybody should have access to that, because you need a healthy mind. Everybody does.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. I did check it out previously, previous to conducting this interview, and it looked very nice. There were some very knowledgeable people on there, very professional. And I wish you guys the best of luck. Is there anywhere where the public can reach you? Do you have any type of websites or social media or anything?
Yeah, it's I have Instagram at L Kibort, Kibort. So follow me
Okay.
there.
Perfect. And we'll be in touch. We're working on many things. I'm putting together another show that is probably going to be live. I'm trying to pick the days when I'm going to do it and stuff like that. But we're going to have more exclusive, in-depth interviews. Right now, it's just kind of quick to get the audience hooked and everything. But it's been great having you here, and it's great connecting with you. And anybody that needs to reach you, you know, should reach out. And I don't know if there's anything else you want to say before we close out.
No, it was a pleasure being here. You guys are making a difference, and I'm here to support you.
Thank you very much. Jay, closing?
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. I know it was your day off. And like I said, we're both, big on mental health, especially me. I don't know if you've seen everything that I do, but I definitely try to promote videos and try to help people so much, and that's what we're doing. Everybody's doing. So I'm grateful for both of you guys. We need to give people their roses while they're here. And I'm grateful for both of you guys for stepping up, and actually taking this serious and, putting out the positivity that we need in this world. So thank you for being that warrior, that mental health warrior. And thank you for everything you do. May God bless your path and everything you do. Thank you for being a part of this.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us here on the Rai and Jae Show, episode number 7 with Larissa Kibort. Every Monday, Mental Health Mondays, Motivation Mondays, giving you inspiration that you need to succeed. We have it for you, and I'm very grateful and blessed that everybody's here watching, and I'm grateful for my co-host and Larissa joining me, and I wish you all a happy Labor Day, a day full of blessings and great joy throughout the week. Thank you for tuning in.